Rodman, 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 Rodman. We are back again for another episode of the Fin Out of Water Football Podcast. And you already know how we get this down.
Yes, sir.
Welcome again, ladies and gents and ladies, and everybody that is in the Fin Out of Water Nation. The boys are back again to give you some of the best football content on the internet as it stands today. Rob, man, we are here on June 11th, 2026 to talk about some goddamn football, talk about some NBA finals, talk about some ridiculous, exorbitant NFL contracts because we don't actually have anything to talk about. Let's just keep
That time of year, bro. It's that time of year, bro.
NFL offseason, Wednesday's edition that randomly happens on a Thursday because life continues to kick both of our asses. But we are here nonetheless, and we are here to have a great time with everybody that's in the chat. Man, so quick rundown of what we got on today's show. As you can tell, we're going to be talking about some Dolphins OTAs, Dolphin contract extensions, Dolphins signing the rookies, some conversations that are given from the Dolphins head coach, Jeff Hafley. Also, we're going to briefly talk about the Patrick Mahomes contract extension. We're going to follow up on our previous video in regards to the drama between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts because we are finally getting to hear from Jalen Hurts because now these guys are in the facility. They're in front of these reporters. So he has some comments that we're briefly going to touch on. The bulk of the show, though, is going to be something that exists outside of what we normally do, which is NFL. There's something I'm personally passionate about that I wanted to talk about, and that is the Protect College Football Act and how I vehemently disagree with the idea of it existing to begin with, as well as we're going to follow up and cut some loose ends with the Brendan Sorsby situation, and then we're going to finish off the show with some NBA Finals talk, man. So it is going to be a loaded show, not a loaded NFL show, but another loaded show nonetheless, man. Before we get to that, though, Rob, man, what you got for me, bro? How's it been? How you doing, my guy?
Listen, man, everything has been going well, my brother. Pops was in town, man, and anybody who knows my father knows he's quite the character. But I've had a good time, man, and you know what it is? It's always good because he's getting old, right? And I have the luxury of him still being around. And I kind of actually enjoy those moments a lot more now than maybe I did some years ago, right? So, the importance of family, man, I'm reminded of it this weekend.
Yeah, me too. And not to take it all the way like left, but you should appreciate these moments because you never know when it's going to be taken away from you. Like in my personal life, I just lost my aunt or whatever, so it made me appreciate my parents and them still being here and not me getting to see them every day because I just had to go to a funeral 2 weeks ago for a very close friend and their grandma passed.
Right.
So take advantage of seeing these people every day. It is a gift. I think because we get used to seeing people that we're accustomed to seeing every day, that we forget and lose sight of the fact that it is a gift, but it is a gift nonetheless. Appreciate those moments. Don't blow through those moments. You're going to be old. We're all going to die. You know what I'm saying? And somebody's going to be mourning you. So take time to appreciate these things. And that's something that you only get with perspective. That's only something that you get with age. You have to lose to learn to love, right? So,
Right. Right.
yeah. So with that, man. But people are here to talk about football, not nihilistic death. Let's get into football. All right, first thing on the docket, talking Dolphins OTA round up. So, Rod, what are your observations on the observations that have been made in Dolphins 2026 OTA so far, my good brother?
Well, listen, Herbie. The thing that I've liked hearing, I guess, and it works two ways because on one hand you like one part about it, and on the other hand it concerns you one way. But I love the fact that I'm hearing about the defensive dominance, right? And I've always been a fan of defensive teams. I grew up watching those Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, Patrick Surtain teams. So I've always loved having like a really good to great defense. And it's nice to hear that the defense has looked a lot more aggressive it's great to hear that some of our young players have been making plays. Like I saw some footage of Jacob Rodriguez doing the peanut punch out on a ball carrier. Shout out to the homies, man. Cap, Ren. But yeah, man. Listen, Herbie, I've been excited to hear about what I'm hearing about the defense. Chop Robinson seems to be coming back to form. He had a bit of a down year last year, and because we have a defensive minded coach, we have Sean Duggan, and these guys are. I think they're gonna have the defense playing pretty well come this season, Herbie. Now on the other end, the offense has had its struggles, right? Like Bobby Slowick is introducing his version of the West Coast offense, right? An offense that's going to focus a lot on wide zone and play action. So obviously, Herbie, we've heard the reports of Malik Willis struggling, but at least by the end of OTAs, bro, it sounds like he has become more in rhythm. He has more answers to what the defense is showing him as opposed to when he first started OTAs. It has been reported he struggled with a lot of the blitz packages that Hafley sent. And here's an interesting thing of note too, Herbie. Obviously because only Dolphins fans care about this. Quinn Ewers has been getting some buzz, man. When they report, there are reports of maybe a quarterback battle brewing. You know what I mean? I mean the way Quinn has been playing with the second unit, and the thing they like about Quinn, Herbie, is that Quinn is playing clean football. He's not turning the ball over. He's taking what the defense gives him. Now, obviously, he doesn't play with the ones as much. But Herbie, listen, it's gonna be an interesting ride anyway this season, Herbie. And I'll be happy if the Dolphins are a team that'll be able to give other teams at least a little bit of help, right?
Okay, so I want to ask you about that. I want to ask you about that question. What if there is a quarterback controversy brewing? There's going to be a massive egg on a lot of people's faces if Malik Williams is just ass, right? Like because you gave somebody $55 million to be ass when you already had somebody in the facility that you took last year. Like, what before? Okay, but like this, let's go all the way back. What is your thought process on them getting Malik Willis when they already had Quinn Ewers to begin with, and then we'll go to the next stage of that conversation.
Well, Herbie, the thing is, I'm pretty sure that the staff probably wasn't comfortable, regardless of what they might have thought they saw on film of Quinn. They were gonna bring somebody in, Herbie. That was inevitable, right? The fact that it was Malik Willis is just works out that he had a connection to them in Green Bay. But
Yeah.
listen, they paid him the money, Herbie. Obviously, it's would I have rather they gone the cheaper route? Sure, but ultimately they paid him what they paid him, and they're taking a flyer on a guy who has shown some massive potential, right? Regardless of the struggles he's had in camp, the velocity on the arm, the elite athleticism, the ability to throw on the run, make plays. The Dolphins are kind of betting on the potential, so you do with it what you will. But it'll at least be interesting to see even if Malik struggles. If Quinn ends up being more of an answer, it'll be interesting.
Um. All right, I got Rentaro. I don't know who this guy is, man. Get this guy out of here. But yeah, so I want to ask you something. What is the line for you as a Dolphin fan, right? Because obviously the potential in the ceiling is significantly higher than Malik Willis. The best version of Malik Willis is a better football player than Quinn Ewers could ever be. Now, is he a better quarterback than Quinn Ewers could ever be? That's up for debate. But we're talking about potential and what you can and cannot do on a football field. Quinn Ewers cannot do what Malik Willis could do, both with his ability to drive the ball downfield and his ability to make plays with his legs. However, it is shaping up to look like the floor is significantly lower with Malik Willis. So I'm asking you as a Dolphin fan, what would the floor have to be for you to say, all right, I don't want to see Malik Willis anymore?
Well,
I'd rather have Quinn Ewers in the lineup.
well, listen, Herbie. If it turns out right, because this is how I'm thinking about it. When the Dolphins start the season, Herbie, we're probably going to be a very run heavy offense. So as they try to develop Malik throughout the season, I'm expecting that they're going to run the ball a lot early on and work some things in. But if it looks like, Herbie, that Malik is continuing to miss the mark and he's missing wide open guys, and Herbie, and it shouldn't take too long, Herbie. I mean, you're not going to wait like you did with Tua, who was a first round pick who you paid. If Malik Willis is looking like 6, 7 games in, bro, that it's not working out. It doesn't hurt to just throw Ewers out there who will, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they can work their way into that, right? Like if they know they're going to sit Malik, they can start, you know what I'm saying, inching Quinn in practice, whatever the case may be. But Herbie, if it turns out that the Malik Willis experiment is just not working out after the first, let's say, third of the season, hey, I'll be ready for Quinn, man. I'll be throwing them cues up, baby.
All right, first thing, got to get to the homie Rich. Rich, I got to get back to you. I seen what you said. I got to get back to you. So we're gonna do a home and home with the homie Rich. Ironically, Rich does his podcast at the same time we do our podcast. So we got to figure out a day when we do the podcast on a Thursday. So Rich, we definitely got that home and home. But appreciate you for being in the chat, True Blazer. You already know, man. You know the homies is in the chat, man. First things first, man. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on with this. What? Because I want to get your opinion on some other things in regards to OTAs, right? And we could put a pin in the Malik Willis versus Quinn Ewers conversation. Okay, so Rod, I want to know how you feel about the second year leap for your first round pick from 2025, Kenny Graham. And I have a quote from your head coach, and this is about what he had to say in his opinion on Kenneth Grant. I think he's taken a step forward. I think I know he's changed his body. He's faster. He looks more like the guy I saw on his college tape with his lateral quickness, his pass rush ability, his ability to play the run. I also think this goes back to year one, lack of experience, lack of reps, lack of maybe a little bit of confidence as you're out there. I just feel like right now he's starting to believe in himself, in his abilities that we know that he has. Hopefully, once the pads come on, we'll see that continue. So, what do you have to say in regards to those quotes that Jeff Hafley had to say about Kenneth Grant?
Well, shit, Herbie. It sounds like to me that Hafley has a lot of confidence in Kenneth Grant. And listen, Herbie, his struggles were noted last year, right? He was a guy that, as Dolphin fans, we had high expectations given what we saw of him, given his size. I mean, Herbie, we played the clip of him hawking down a running back. Okay, him as a D lineman hawking down a running back. Obviously, that's going to excite you as a fan when you have a D lineman with that type of speed and prowess. But obviously, Herbie, he struggled really mightily to start the season. But as the season went on, part of the Dolphins' defense improving down the stretch last season was Kenneth Grant coming into his own, gaining that experience that he lacked. So, given that now he has a defensive-minded coach in Jeff Hafley, and of course you have a guy in Sean Duggan with a lot of experience, they're going to be able to get the most out of Kenneth Grant. And given the fact that he shed weight, he's gotten himself in better shape. He's in a better mental space. Herbie, this could be a breakout year for him, man. And I think he's going to be a pivotal part of the Miami Dolphins defense being formidable, right? So I'm loving that the coach is singing his praises, Herbie, because that means he's making some progression, and he's going to be a key piece, Herbie, in this defense being really good.
Yeah, that's what I like to see, right? Because there's nothing worse than you knowing that, or let me rephrase it. There's nothing worse than coded coach speak. You know when a coach actually likes a player. You know when a coach actually believes what he's saying. And then you know when a coach is giving coach speak. When a coach is giving coach speak, they're saying a lot without saying anything at all. And then you're like, oh, crap, we are in trouble. We might have wasted a first-round pick on somebody who's just not cut out to be out there, right? Like, you a Dolphin fan, you know. I'm a Cowboys fan, I know. We know when a coach doesn't actually like a football player or whoever, right? They say a lot without saying a lot. So to hear how specific he was with the language that he was using, that leads me to believe that he believes what he's saying. And that's a great sign for the Miami Dolphins heading into the 2026 season. If you have a really good potential defensive tackle, you have a really good potential rookie quarterback in Chris Johnson, you have improvements in the secondary, you have a
Jacob
really
Rodriguez.
Jacob Rodriguez. Matter of fact, yeah, let's get into that, man. They say that boy been doing his thing out there in OTAs, man. So how you feel about Jacob Rodriguez, bro?
Oh, listen, Herbie, man. Jacob Rodriguez, he was my favorite draft pick of this draft. And the fact that there are tons of reports of him making noise, Herbie, it makes me proud, my boy. Because it's been a long time since the Dolphins have had a great tandem of linebackers. And obviously the Dolphins have done a good job of paying some of our cornerstone players. Jordan Brooks is next. Jordan Brooks is next, man. We need to throw him some bread, man, and he's gonna be a great mentor and great partner to Jacob Rodriguez, man. So I'm excited from everything I've been hearing.
So let's speak of the contracts. Let's get into that conversation, right? So a little bit of house cleaning. This is something that was reported on way back in June 3rd. We failed as a Dolphins podcast to actually touch on it, so we're going to briefly touch on it now before we actually talk to the contract that we really want to get into. So, you guys basically signed all your rookies, and this is the one positive of the rookie pay scale. You don't have to argue or fight with anybody about anything. It might be some individual language that
Right.
you might fight with the team over, a la the Bengals and Isaiah Stewart last year. But for the most part, where you get drafted, there's a slot. If you're drafted 13th, this is what you're going to make. You might make $1 million more than the person made last year. There's really nothing to argue about. There's parameters set in place. We are basing this off of your slot. So you guys signed Chris Johnson. You guys signed Caden Proctor. You signed 13th out of the 15 guys that you have. So we're good, man. We're good. And that led you to be able to do what you guys recently did, which is give a massive contract to the boy Aaron Brewer. Shout out to you. Your cousin is here waiting for you, brother. Your cousin is here waiting for you. Aaron, don't forget about your kinfolk, man.
Hey,
Don't forget
Ron,
about your
baby.
kinfolk,
Come on,
man.
hey, Ron.
I was there. I was there when you, bro. I was at your high school games, bro. Don't forget about me, man. You know, I was there. You feel me, mama them, grandmama, a mammy and them. You feel me? I know you, dog. Don't man, just shoot your boy a little couple bills. But no, all jokes aside, man. Congratulations to Aaron Brewer, and this is a huge story, guys. We're talking about somebody who was a undrafted rookie free agent who worked himself into a 55 or $52.5 million contract. At center, it's almost unheard of for a rookie free agent to become an all-pro on offensive line.
Yep.
Offensive linemen, the good ones are usually drafted. This is truly a work your ass off to make yourself better story. I wish this actually got the pub and appreciation that it deserves. Like, this dude worked himself into being a great football player at a very hard position to do that, which is center. Like, it doesn't get the glam of a left tackle. It's not as prestigious as a defensive end, but center is very hard, guys. Like, you are basically the quarterback of the offensive line when you're a center. So not only do you have to deal with just being a center in general, the technical skill of being an offensive lineman, you have to have the intelligence to get everybody ready to play. So his improvement from being the Tennessee Titans, where he was objectively bad, to being one of the best centers in the entire league, second overall in run block grade according to PFF, the second overall period for centers according to PFF. This is incredible. So what do you have to say about this extension, Rod?
No, listen, Herbie. Like I was saying about paying for your cornerstone players in terms of Brooks, we already paid Achan, Herbie, and of course you want to pay the guy who's anchoring the line for him, right? And listen, Herbie, the thing about Aaron Brewer, Herbie, pretty much ever since he's been on this team, he has been a mauler, man. When you watch the guy on tape, Herbie, he's physical, he's nasty, he's athletic, he's way quicker than you think he is. He gets to the second level like it's nothing. I mean, Herbie, he does everything that you want in an offensive lineman, bro, especially in the running game. So listen, I'm more than happy that we actually have a guy. This is one. Listen, we've been worried about our offensive line for years. It is at least nice that we finally have a guy that is solidified in one spot, and we can just fill the spaces around him, right? And Aaron Brewer, man, imagine he's a second team All Pro as an undrafted rookie. And listen, I don't know what happened. Maybe he just didn't want to live in Tennessee, and he got the South Beach,
Maybe.
and he went to Coco, and he was just like, this is my vibe. This is more my
But
vibe.
Nashville is dope, though. Like, I haven't been, but everybody I know who been to Nashville says it's dope. It must have been something. It's like, I know what it was. I know what it was. He came to South Beach and seen the BBLs, and he was motivated. He said, I can't get out the league. I can't get out the league. That boy went to South Beach and he saw all them BBLs, and he was like, I got to get this bag. I have to get good. Like, think about this, Rod. Think about this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get, and it's almost instantaneously. You don't go from being objectively bad to being objectively good to great in a year. It had to be the BBL. So this is him in Tennessee. This is 2022 and 2023. He gave up 70 pressures, 10 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 49 hurries, dog. And let's juxtapose that with his time with the Miami Dolphins, bro. I think he's given up what, one sack in the past 2 years or something like that.
Yeah,
Matter of
so
fact, I'm
it was
trying to
something
find.
crazy like that,
I'm
bro.
trying to. Okay, here we go. This is him with the Dolphins. This is him with the Dolphins. He's given up only 26 pressures, down from 70, 3 sacks, down from 10, and 2 quarterback hits, down from 11, and only 21 hurries, down from 49. He's a completely different football player with Miami.
And
That
that's
Miami
multiple seasons.
Beach, them yachts, and that's 2 seasons combined. That's not just one season. That is in 2 seasons. Those are elite offensive line numbers. To only give up 3 sacks in 2 seasons, to only give up 20,
13
21,
pressures a season, bro. That's pretty.
13 pressures a season,
Pretty
21
much.
hurries in 2 seasons. The yachts, the Haitian food, the Jamaican food, the BBLs. He's like, I'm not giving this up for nobody,
Hey,
dog.
but you know what, Herbie? There is also something to be said about, and this is where it's just one thing I really like about the NFL. There's something to be said about coaches and systems, right? Because sometimes you're just a square peg in a round hole, right? And sometimes it just takes meeting the right coaches, being in the right system. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to kind of be able to show whatever talents and skills you have, and I think that kind of played a part coming into Mike McDaniel's run blocking scheme. It kind of unlocked him. So, but at the end of the day, I'm happy that he is who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And it I don't want. I obviously Mike McDaniel, who comes from that Shanahan system, and I mean Joe Thomas said the best coaching he's ever gotten was from Kyle Shanahan because he makes the offensive line play easy. He just simplifies it.
Right.
He's just such a genius when it comes to that whole family tree that pretty much a lot of the NFL is based off of. Sean McVay, all of these guys, is because they simplify what you have to do. They don't make it overly complicated.
Right.
And it's easier for you to play faster. So obviously, coming into that system was a freaking godsend for this dude, bro. Like
Right.
he went from somebody that potentially was not going to be in the NFL to getting $37 million guaranteed and second team All Pro honors and nominated for the Protector of the Year award, bro. So
My
clap it
boy.
up for
Let's go.
clap
Hey,
it
hey,
up,
Ron. Let's
clap
go.
it up,
Hey,
clap it up. I need to go holler at my mans though. I'm finna send him a DM like, bro, listen, like next time you got a y'all party on Lincoln, man, South Beach, holla at your boy,
holla
man.
at you, boy.
I'll get your jersey. I'll wear your jersey, dog. 52 for 52 million, dog. Or what you got, 58? Like, what's up, man? Holla at your boy, man. All right, so let's go ahead and get some quick hits before we actually get into the main topic of the show, man. So quick hits. Mahomes contract extension. Rich, I know you're a Broncos fan, dog. You got to deal with this guy to 2023 at least, 2033 at least, dog. I'm sorry, Rich. I'm sorry, dog. It is a contract extension. They added new money to his contract, and the new money kicks in 2027. Our boy is officially the first $500 million contract in the history in the NFL. My man is going to be averaging $64 million a year on average once that new money kicks in. And the crazy part is that money is going to be usurped in a couple of years. Like, this is just what it is. There's more money for people ever. The wealth gap is the greatest it's ever been.
Yep.
Pat McAfee is reportedly going to make $60 million at ESPN. Like, it's hard to wrap your head around it because these numbers just get so big so fast. Like, it wasn't that long ago that the average quarterback salary was 25. We thought Dak getting 40 was outrageous. Dak is making 60. Dak is making $60 million.
And,
Like,
and in a
this,
couple years, it's not going to be anything.
it is not going to be anything. Like, think about this, bro. I'm going to give you the top 10 quarterback salaries right now. Lamar Jackson at 52, Justin Herbert at 52.5, Brock Purdy at 53, Matt Stafford 55, Jordan Love 55, Trevor Lawrence, a travesty at 55, Joe Burrow 55, Josh Allen 55, Dak Prescott 60, Patrick Mahomes 64. This 64 million is going to look like nothing when Caleb Williams gets 70 million in a couple years. Yeah. There's going to be quarterbacks making $100 million, dog. A year. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Like, so I just was like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy, but absolutely deserve it. Quarterback of the generation. And I want to see all these dudes get that bag, bro. It ain't my money, dog. Clap it up for generational wealth, baby.
Hey, listen, man, I'm happy for him, Herbie. And guess what, man? Chiefs fans, it must feel nice to know that you got pretty much a shot at a championship every freaking year. That guy is healthy until 2033.
Man, clap it up for generational wealth for black guys, man. Clap it up, man. Clap it up, man. Clap it up, man. All right. So, next quick hit. We got Jalen Hurts comments, man. So, Jalen Hurts has had a bit of an offseason. We had that recent ESPN article, which basically was like, hey, yo, they don't like this dude in this locker room, man. They ain't rocking with this guy. And Eagle fans are the most sensitive, bitch-ass motherfuckers on the planet. Y'all are crybabies. Y'all want to fight people for doing their job and just reporting on it. I went on Bleeding Nation. They talking about it was an ESPN hit piece. Motherfuckers was talking, man. Like,
blame the guys in the locker room.
Blame the guys in the locker room, dog. Like, blame Brandon Graham, bro. I hear liking stories about dudes fighting over side pieces. The Brandon Graham liked that post, all right? Like, y'all shut up, dog. I hate them dudes, bro. I really hate them so much, bro. But to Jalen Hurts' credit, Jalen Hurts has just been keeping it P this entire time. That article came out, they ain't say nothing. All of this stuff with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown went on sat down with Maria Taylor. Was like, yeah, I leaked all that shit about him, selling him out. And with a smile. And we all just was like, oh, A.J., that's so good. It was so tough for you. Like, yo, this nigga was being a terrible teammate, dog. Jalen still kept it P. I respected Jalen Hurts for that. But these are the comments that Jalen Hurts had to say in regards to everything that's been going around, right? In typical Jalen Hurts fashion, he's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, they asked him a question in this about the whole situation with A.J. Brown, and this just their relationship, and this is what he had to say. I've never really asked for an opportunity to respond to anything, so just let it live and go do my job. Perfect answer, dog. Perfect answer.
Man, the man gives just the perfect politically correct athlete answers, bro.
It's just perfect answer, bro. I genuinely believe he does not give a goddamn about A.J. Brown and none of that, bro. We could debate his overall ability as a quarterback. We could debate how actually good he is separate of the situation that he's in. And if you put him in a different situation and force him to be a better quarterback, what that would look like. But what cannot be debated is these two things. He is an absolute professional, and dude is somebody that you can win a Super Bowl with. That's good enough for me. I want people like that on my football team 10 out of goddamn 10 times, right? And then this is him just as in regards to another system. Again, something that he does not get enough credit for. What is this, like the 8th goddamn offensive coordinator?
Every year. Kind of crazy.
It's kind of insane, bro. So this is him on adjusting to a new system. I thought it was really good. I quote, being able to onboard another new system and put everything together, lay the foundation. So I'm encouraged by that. I'm encouraged by the work that we were able to put in. We got a fun summer ahead of us, and it'll be a fun training camp, being able to get back on the grass. So, yeah, man, shout out to Jalen Hurts for not succumbing to the BS, not entertaining the BS. Literally, what A.J. Brown did on that interview was absolute bullshit of the highest order. We've never had somebody do this is some NBA shit. We haven't had somebody do that since fucking your boy with the what's his name, Jimmy Butler, ruined the Minnesota Timberwolves and then sat down with Rachel Nichols right after. Like, this dude said, yeah, I leaked all of that stuff to the media. What a piece of crap.
He's playing the '90s villain, bro. Just everybody all his plans, bro.
It's absurd how he's been able to get away with this, but it is what it is. People don't like Jalen Hurts, so they're letting AJ Brown slide with doing one of the worst things you could do, which is actively destroy a locker room. But that's neither here nor there. Fuck the Eagles. I love it. Anyway, so now we got that out of the way, man. Let's get into the discussion, bro. College sports. The college sports is a mess right now, guys. College sports, and again, this is an NFL podcast. I know you guys are not the biggest when it comes to us having conversations outside of the NFL. You're here for the NFL, and we're obviously cognizant of that, and we absolutely respect that. But sometimes there are just certain conversations that need to be had because they're bigger than football, and this is one of those, right? The College Sports or Protect College Sports Act is a bill that Congress and certain people and a lot of people in college and a lot of people in the government are trying to get passed, right? And it's a bill that was largely made by the people that have been able to exploit student athletes for the past 50 years. And they want to be able to do that again. They want that control that they once had, that they lost, and they're doing everything in their power to get it back. My issue with the bill and my issue with the reaction to the bill. We'll start with the bill. My issue with the bill is that it, one, limits your earning potential, which I thought we were America. I thought this was a free market. I thought the whole point is to maximize earning potential, and they're trying to limit that. And two, people, the vast majority of people, actively supporting the bill, which spits into the face of everything that is American. The reason why I say that is, how can you support something that limits earning potential? Would you want somebody at your job to be able to stop you from going to another job that offered you $100,000, $400,000, $1 million more? You would be really pissed, right? But why is it because they're college athletes we're okay with that? That is antithetical to everything that this country is supposed to be built on. This is supposed to be a free market. It is a capitalistic country. What the hell is wrong with y'all, dog?
And old bitter ass Nick Saban leading the charge, trying to get the government's hand involved. A guy who has benefited off of the backs of college students, who has a legacy for this from them.
Listen, so there's things. So these are the main keys of the Protect College Sports Act. One, it is to come to an agreement on what a salary cap is and revenue sharing. That's one. Two, it is to give the NCAA the power to enact punishment or enforce a one-time transfer rule. So basically, you have one time to transfer, or if you need another time to transfer, it needs to be special occasion, like a coach left or some other bull crap, whatever crap, right? Like it used to be. Three, it wants to make sure that all of the conferences have to abide by the same thing, which is the issue that the Big Ten and the SEC is having, because they're like, dog, we pay for everything. Don't nobody give a shit about Big 12. Don't nobody give a shit about the ACC. Y'all ain't making no fucking money. We are the ones that's paying all the bills in this motherfucker. Why we gotta give our money to y'all?
Of course, they're not gonna be down for that. They're not gonna be down for that. Not with the terms
and last but not least, and this is hands down the most egregious part, is to give antitrust exemptions to the NCAA. To basically allow the NCAA to run and operate like the monopoly that it was running and operating before they started getting their ass kicked in the courts. I've been saying this, and I've been very consistent with this entire time. If you want to have guardrails set in place in the college football, college basketball space specifically, because they are the revenue generating sports, collectively bargain it. How can you say you're doing something that is in the best interest of the student athletes if student athletes were not a part of the process of making this bill to begin with? That is completely one-sided. That is completely advantageous to the adults in the room, when the adults in the room are the reason why we're in this mess to begin with. Not anywhere in the bill does it say coaches have to have a salary on what they can make. There's no cap on coaches' salary still. I wonder why, because coaches were involved in making a goddamn bill. There's no limit to where how many jobs a coach could take. I wonder why, because they're the ones that are in charge of making this bill. The only thing that they did was the lame Kiffin rule, which I doubt will ever be exercised, which is to say a coach can't leave while there's an active competitive part of the season. So you can't leave for another team until the season is done. I bet somebody else does it, and we'll see.
Right. Right.
So the argument that is made on behalf of why this bill needs to exist or why this needs to be passed into law is that everything is happening so fast, the money is getting too outrageous, and certain schools are not going to be able to keep up. So what? Certain schools are not competitive anyway. FAMU is never winning a national championship, dog. So, like, FAMU's not winning a national championship. Vanderbilt is not winning a national championship. There's always been haves and have-nots in college football. That's how college football works. It's like that. It's been like that. It'll never change.
Yeah.
There are 104 schools, dog. Maybe 30 have an actual chance to win a national championship, and it's really like 15. We all know this. So this idea that, certain schools are not going to be able to compete, fucking Alabama won 7 national championships in 20 years. What are you talking about?
And nobody was complaining then.
Nobody was complaining then when they literally were winning all the championships, when nobody else was allowed to compete with them.
That's what makes Nick Saban leading the charge so disgusting to me, bro. Him of all people. And he's been against NIL since day one, but my goodness, man.
Dog. And again, no, like this idea that there needs to be a salary cap, this idea that there needs to be some type of slowing down of the money that's being spent. Dog, if people want to spend the money, then let them spend the money. This is America. That's the whole point. I have a right to buy what I want if I could afford it. It's my money. People are mad that these kids have the opportunity to. It's not even the money that they're making I think that they find offensive. It's the fact that they can't control the situation anymore. And that burns at them. Because you can't say it's about the money. You can't say about all the money that's being spent. Remember, this past year, collectively, I think it was $500 million in contracts for coaches to not coach their teams that were fired. Buyouts. You have Jimbo Fisher got $75 million from Texas A&M to go home.
Nobody's complaining.
Nobody's complaining about the $75 million that he gets because it was guaranteed. And he's not even with the team anymore. They still have to pay him. So the money is there. Don't talk to me about the money not being there. This has nothing to do with money. This is everything to do with a system that was built on control, that was built on suppressing the ability for anybody other than the people that they want to be in control to have control. And this is ultimately what is trying to bring it back. And because people are so jealous of young men making more money than them, that they're losing sight of just common sense. You're fueled by anger and animus for kids being able to make money that you never had the opportunity to make. So you're going against everything that you would do in your own personal life just to see that situation go back and revert. You have people that still saying they don't want kids making money. It's like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like, none of this is objectively a good argument if you believe in capitalism. Everybody believes in capitalism.
That's the funny part.
We all do. If there's an opportunity to make money, you're going to take it. If somebody said, I got $1 billion for you to do the same exact job just over here down the street, you're going to take the money. But when it's not you presented with that position, and it's not you presented with that situation, you take your anger at the fact that you were never presented that situation. You were never afforded that opportunity because you weren't good enough. You're just like, well, they don't deserve to make the money. You's a hating ass bitch, first of all. Mm-hmm. So I despise this. I despise it.
Shout out to you,
I just
Shad. You're damn right, Shad. You're damn right, Shad. You're
come
damn
on,
right,
dog.
Shad.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Speaking gospel, man.
We're talking about a situation, an era of football where what's his name? Alvin Kamara was at Alabama as a third string running back, dog. He said on the podcast, I seen Derrick Henry, I seen Josh Jacobs. I was like, I ain't never gonna see the field. I got to transfer. He had to transfer to Tennessee.
Right.
He had to, I don't know if that was before you had to sit or not, but he had to. Like that's what Alabama was. It had Nick Saban had the ability to stockpile and keep everybody because they couldn't go nowhere.
Right.
If you transferred, you had to sit out. You had to give up a year of eligibility. You had to sit out for a year. Now, Nick Saban can't do that. A lot of these teams can't do that. They see that they cannot compete with the Big Ten, which has some of the most richest boosters in the entire world, because the Big Ten schools are producing lawyers and tech guys every year. Why do you think you've seen Ohio State? Well, Ohio State was always good. Why do you think Indiana immediately became great the minute that you could buy a team? You got these hating ass dudes in the SEC who doesn't have that same booster base and starting to hate. You got a lot of dudes who benefited from a system. Nick Saban, $100 million that he made in his career, hating. You could mask this. Oh, I want to protect the college. Nigga, you didn't give a fuck about none of these college sports when you was making $100 million, dog. I
When
don't want to hear
everything
that.
benefited you, you were quiet, man.
I
Stop it,
never
Nick.
want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I have never heard Nick Saban said, "Don't give me all this money. Save money for the women's water polo team. They need the money." He never said that. When Nick Saban said, "Don't give me $14 million a year," which is what he was making his last tenure. Don't give that to me. You need to give this $4 million back to that program. Here, take $2 million and give it to the fencing team. I ain't never seen it. So don't talk to me about this courageousness and this righteousness that Nick Saban, he's doing this for college sports. When the fuck did he do it for college sports? His entire career. So, yeah, kick rocks. Now, the other side of the mess of college football is the Brendan Sorsby situation. When he got the injunction, and to bring people up to speed, Brendan Sorsby is the quarterback at Texas Tech, who was originally banned from playing football because he was betting on his own team. He put in upwards to 900 bets in 4 years between when he was in Indiana and when he was at Texas Tech. $90,000 worth of bets. $90,000 worth of bets. Obviously, you got to go sit down, but he was able to take that to court, and then he got an injunction because a judge sided with him, and that injunction cleared the way for him to be able to play this season. And Rod, when I tell you these people are big effing mad about this, they are big effing mad about this. A lot of people, the entire college, put it like this, it's the most divided the country's ever been. This is the most united everybody's been on one subject. This motherfucker can't play. Everybody's mad. Everybody's mad.
Nobody wants to
Everybody,
play this guy.
everybody is mad about this. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean,
Everybody's mad.
You have schools threatening to cancel the games, bro. If you, hey, that's fucking crazy, but they want to play
crazy.
Thursday.
You have
Wow.
So basically, the reason what was argued, because a lot of people didn't really actually follow the case, they just saw breaking news. He won. He got an injunction. Basically, what the judge argued, or I should say this, his argument, Brandon Sorsby's argument from the legal team was this: the NCAA says that it is first and foremost here to help student athletes and help young adults while they're in college. So the defense from Brendan Sorsby basically said, what is a better way to help this young man than allowing him to have structure? allowing him to have a routine, allowing him to be with his team. If the NCAA is about helping kids first and foremost, that is in line with helping somebody who obviously has an addiction. The judge saw that and said, it's a good argument. Here you go. I'm going to grant you the injunction. And again, the injunction just means that we are putting a break on the trial, right? We're kicking the can down the road. He did not win a case, guys. He didn't win or lose. An injunction just means I'm allowing you to play while this goes to trial. That was the whole game plan to begin with. By the time they have the trial, the season's over. Nigga, I'm going to college. Nigga, I don't give a fuck if you ban me. Nigga, that don't mean shit to me. I got the injunction. I got what I need. Brandon Sorsby was not trying to win a case. He didn't win or lose a case. He basically kicked the case down the road so he could play football. And by the time the case comes around, it doesn't matter whether he wins or loses. He's going to the NFL. And then it will be on the NFL to decide if they want to punish him on behalf of the NCAA retroactively. But he got what he wanted, which is to play football, which is to improve his draft stock. But back to the judge ruling. The judge basically said, hey, if that's what you guys are supposed to be about, then I'm going to grant him the ability to be with his team. Niggas is mad, boy. Niggas are saying we're not playing Texas Tech. 12 out of the 15 schools in the Big 12 said that they will not play them unless if he's playing, they don't want to play Texas Tech, and that they won't sanction their games. You got Nebraska and Georgia saying they won't schedule Texas Tech at all because of this.
It's a mad world, man.
It is so crazy. Like, I don't think anybody foreseen how mad people would get. But it's like, how could you not? Like, there has to be some type of rules, bro. There's law and order, and there has to be a rule. Like, this is something everybody agrees with, dog. You can't bet on your own games, bro. Whether you better win or lose, obviously betting for your team to lose that you play for is significantly worse than betting for them to win. But you still can't bet on it, dog.
Right.
Hey, it's just this entire thing is built on integrity. Like, we have to believe. Like, there's too much money at stake. This is not entertainment. It's entertaining, to quote Bomani Jones. But it ain't entertainment. It's not scripted. It's not a reality show, dog. This ain't Love and Hip Hop, dog. This is sports. We have to believe what we're watching is not influenced by negative decisions with people who have ulterior motives. We cannot be watching no Jonte Porters out here, dog. We cannot be watching no Malik Beasleys out here, dog.
No Terry Roziers, man.
No Terry Roziers, dog. We cannot. Especially not in football. Especially not in football.
Nah, facts.
So, for Texas Tech to not read the room, like, Brendan Sorsby did what you're supposed to do, bro. If I got an opportunity to get an injunction, I'm going to fight for it. Fuck y'all opinions.
Right.
Whatever. This ain't about him. This is about Texas Tech and the AD and the people at Texas Tech not reading the room. Y'all could just say, hey, you know what? Yes, he got the injunction, but we're not going to put him out there. They're trying to put this little nigga out there, man. Because they said, fuck all that, man. We trying to win, man. Fuck with all y'all. Fuck all that. We're trying to win. I don't care about none of this.
The game, man. They don't
okay, care. 12 out of the 15 teams in our own conference said we ain't going to play y'all. Who cares? Whatever. We trying to get this national championship, man. This is wild, dog.
No shame, bro. No shame on Texas.
No shame. Bro, I love college football. College football is the grimiest, slimiest thing next to boxing and all the sports, man. These people are slime balls in college football, bro.
Real talk.
And it's always been like that. College sports has always been the gutter. Always. Going back to the Pony Express with Eric Dickerson and them boys. SMU. This has always been the smuttiest sport in all of sports, next to boxing. But They want the Nick Sabans of the world, all of these people. They want to make it seem like this prestigious, heartfelt, this beautiful nigga. This is the gutter. We're watching it play out in real time. College football is the gutter, dog. These dudes are cutthroat. These dudes will step on you. These dudes want to win. And we've seen it. Now that it's on Front Street, they will pay whatever it takes to win. They will do whatever it takes.
I
You
done got my
good?
thing knocked out. Yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm
Oh,
good. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, sometimes I be too animated, bro.
I be knocking my thing out, dog. But bro, this thing is grimy, man. It's grimy. But we'll leave on that, dog. We'll leave on that. That's a sign from the podcast guys to transition to the next topic, man. So, last but not least, we gotta get up out of here, man. Wrap up, man. Uh, Knicks are up 3-1. What an NBA Finals, Rod. What an NBA Finals.
This has been a super entertaining finals, bro. And think about this. Think about how messed up this is, Herbie. The Spurs have been up by double digits in 3 out of the 4 games, bro.
It's crazy.
And that last game, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? I had counted the Knicks out when the score. I was watching the game, and when the score was roughly around 52-81, I passed out. But I was comfortable falling asleep because I thought to myself, like, even if they'll make a run, but I'm sure the Spurs will do enough to hold them off. And then I wake up in the morning.
Absurd.
I check the score, and then I just go back and watch the highlights because now they have these extended advanced highlights, and I'm thinking to myself like, my goodness, the Spurs just Herbie. Even though I didn't lay witness to it with my own eyes, I can think of very few other epic choke jobs in sports history. Maybe the closest one that I can think of is the Falcons Super Bowl where they were up 28-3 on the Patriots. But this was such an egregious loss.
This is insane.
Like, and everybody deserves blame. Wemby deserves blame. I seen everybody's trying to go at De'Aaron Fox, and I get it. De'Aaron Fox definitely did not have one of the best.
Not to cut you off. Not to cut you off. Everybody's going at De'Aaron Fox because they don't want to be mad at Wemby. Like, they don't want to hold Wemby accountable. Like, the entire history of basketball, we have blamed the best player in the series if shit goes
Always.
south. Win, lose, or draw. You could go for 60. If you didn't win or you had this happen to you, you get the brunt of the blame, dog. They're trying to make scapegoats out of Mitch Johnson. They're trying to make scapegoats out of De'Aaron Fox. Yes, obviously De'Aaron Fox had the biggest of all the people in that pie of who deserves the blame. De'Aaron Fox obviously deserves the biggest blame. But De'Aaron Fox didn't blow a 30-point lead by himself, dog. Stop it.
Right.
Stop it. You know what else blew that? Missing 2 free throws, dog. A 90% free throw shooter missing 2 free throws with the
One of
game on the
four
line.
in the fourth quarter for free throws. Imagine, and you're a
Like,
90% shooter, bro. Come on.
so come on, dog. Come on. But go on, as you were saying, bro.
Nah, Herbie, but De'Aaron Fox gets, and to your point, Herbie, right? De'Aaron Fox is getting the brunt of the blame. And listen, a guy who goes from the time that they had the 30-point lead, he goes 1 for 7, and then he has 4 awful turnovers. And then, of course, he kept trying to go at OG Anunoby, who was just freaking Superman in that game. But Wemby is a 7-4 player. Why
He's
are you always
7-7. He's
bro?
7-7. We listen. It drives me crazy because people be like he's 7-4. Not to say you. He grew 2 inches, guys. He's 7-7. Look at him next to Shaq. Shaq is 7-1. He's not just 3 inches taller than Shaq, dog.
Imagine. He's a complete alien, Herbie. Why are you not attacking the rim? Like, why are you settling for jump shots, bro?
This is where I'll
Why?
give this is where I'll give him Bell. This is where I give him Bell. He is not physically ready to be a rim runner at that. Like, it is exhausting to be a rim runner, right? And I think that's something that we forget about. I think that's something that we lose sight of. Like, these dudes, their legs go. And he's already been somebody that we've seen routinely, especially when it's on 1-day rest, where he loses. He played 44 minutes. Everybody will tell you, dog, it's hard. Like, Mitch Robinson is back there. Cat is back there, bro. You're running into dudes, right? So I'll give him Bell, whether it's good or not. You're right. You're right what you're saying, but I know why he did it. I know why a lot of these dudes settle for jump shots because you're exhausted. You're tired. You know what I'm saying? Like
You
your
don't do
legs
that
go.
banging and hanging and banging. You feel me? I feel that. But when you're the best player, Herbie, and you have an opportunity, Herbie, here's what also drove me crazy when I was going through the highlights watching the Spurs, and they did the same crap that the Rockets did when they played the Warriors all those years ago. Herbie, when you are in a position to where the threes are not falling, you started off the game high. I think they were 14 or 26 from three in the first half. You're 3 of 17 from three in the second half. Herbie, once you see that you've cooled off from three, focus on getting to the rim. Get you some easy buckets. You have a
Yeah, man.
30-point lead. There's no excuse, man.
This is the thing about basketball that I've personally not enjoyed. I've enjoyed this series, absolutely. I've enjoyed this series. I enjoyed the Spurs Thunder series, but I'm not really a avid basketball fan the way I used to be. For this, not gonna say for this reasons precisely, but one of the main reasons is this: it's a lot of dumb basketball we watching, dog. Like Pistons and Magic, some of the dumbest basketball that's ever been played. Ever. Cavs, Knicks, some of the dumbest basketball that's been ever played. Like, just stupid basketball. This game was like the Celtics, that game against the Sixers when they just kept shooting threes, when they had a fast break, a 3-on-1, and somebody stopped to try to shoot a running 3-point jumper. Like, just stupid basketball. This was stupid, magniful, stupid basketball. Charles Barkley said it. This is some of the dumbest basketball in the history of civilization. Like, dog, like just run a play, just execute. Again, we're sideline, we're armchair quarterbacking. I get it, bro, but dog, it's just masterful. Like Jalen Brunson did some stupid shit down the end of the game. Josh Hart did some stupid shit at the end of the game. De'Aaron Fox did some generationally stupid shit out of the game. Like, this was some bad.
Like, Herbie, your job, bro, you're the highest paid player on the team. They literally brought you in to be what they always call the veteran presence, bro. And he was playing like a rookie down the stretch, man.
Yeah, he was playing like somebody who's never played in the finals before, because he's never played in the finals before. Like, a lot of this is. I get it. The moment things happen, like even with the layup where he should have brought the ball out, people are killing him. Did he do the right thing, the right basketball play? No, he did something stupid. But I understand. He's like, dog, I have a breakaway to get guaranteed 2 points versus a potential I go 1 for 2, or like the best player in the series miss both free throws. I'm taking his layup. Sometimes people do some superhuman shit. OG just did something superhuman. He kept up with De'Aaron Fox, who's arguably the fastest dude in the NBA. De'Aaron Fox has never had somebody run with him speed for speed, right? Like, that was just a great play. Other than that, aside from that, the rest of the shit was stupid, though. Like, it was just stupid.
And you know what, Herb? I don't want to get too blame the Spurs centric, even though I thought
Yeah, for sure. Because the Knicks have done this the whole playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Like, they've done this the whole playoff, guys.
Yeah.
Like, they came back from 20 against the Cavs. They came back from multiple double digits multiple times. This is arguably the most resilient team we've had in the playoffs since the 2011 Mavericks, dog.
Yeah.
Like, every night in that 2011 Mavericks run, I went to sleep thinking they lost the game, only to wake up and found out they won because they had a crazy comeback.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't had a team be this resilient since the 2011 Mavs, where they continually hawk you down. Like, this is more about the Knicks than if this was the only time that the Knicks did it this entire postseason, I would say it's about the Spurs. No, this is obviously about the Knicks. I have a stat for you. The Knicks are 4-3 in games where they're down by 20 or more points this season. The rest of the NBA is 4-71.
Ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. They have the same amount of wins as the rest as the field, bro.
As the field.
Damn.
As the field in the playoffs. Like, they've just been able to just lock in. Like they are literally the physical manifestation of that meme, bro. Where you sit up in your controller like this, dog. That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing, dog. That's it, bro. They like this. Oh, I gotta lock in. That's the Knicks. That's
Yeah.
and it's truly something that should be celebrated more. If they are able to pull this off, bro. That
No, this is gonna
OG
go down as one of
blocking,
the all-time great basketball postseason runs, easily.
of
Easily.
course. Of
Easily.
course. Right now, think about this. They are 13-3 in the playoffs. Or 14-3 in the playoffs.
And they had a 13 win streak, I think. Second
They
to
had a
only
13 they had a 13 game winning streak. They won 7 games on the road by double digits. In the 2 games they lost to the Hawks, I think it's by a combined total of like 3 points. Like this is just an incredible all-time great postseason by a team.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it because it's the Knicks, but this is one of the greatest postseason runs that any team has ever had based on the point differential, based on the amount of time that they've been able to come back from 20 points down, based on the fact that they won 13 straight games, based on the fact that they set the record for most double-digit wins on the road. This is a historic team. And obviously they have, and mind you, they are up 3-1 on the team that just beat the defending champs.
Yep. It's impressive, man. You can't.
It's very, very impressive, man. It's very,
Quick
just
question for you though, Herbie, because I've seen this conversation floating around a lot, and I'd be interested in your thoughts. Should the Knicks, and I think, especially after the way the Spurs lost, I think this is a wrap. If Brunson does get this ring, Herbie, how do you view him amongst the other point guards who have won, or at least other great guys like Allen Iverson and whatnot?
he automatically goes to the top. He has to. It depends on what your line is. Is it 6'2" and under, 6'3" and under, or is it just small point guards? Because one of the funniest things is people try to treat Steph Curry like he's small. Steph Curry is a big dude. Like Steph Curry next to normal people is ginormous. But it depends on where you want to. And what's the line? If it's 6'2" and under, he's number 2. He's behind Isaiah Thomas, obviously. The OG Isaiah Thomas. It's Isaiah Thomas. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And then it's everybody else. Like, you got the AI heads, and I was an AI head, man. I was an AI head, bro. AI had. We are letting that one game he won against the Lakers in the 2001 Finals do a lot of heavy lifting on his career, dog. It's doing a lot of heavy lifting.
I'll say this, Herbie. A lot of people who watched basketball in that time, like me and you, they'll tell you that Sixers team that he carried though was not the best team. Period.
That's the thing though. That's one of the best misnomers. Like it was the perfect team for him. Mind you, let's think about this. That 2001 team had Larry Brown, arguably the greatest overall coach in the history of basketball. We're talking about somebody who has high school state championships, who's won at college, and he's won at the NBA. Very few people have been an NBA head coach, a champion, and a college champion. He's literally won at every single level. He's arguably the greatest pure basketball coach of all time. That was his head coach. He had the Defensive Player of the Year in Dikembe Mutombo. And he had nothing but wing defenders. This was the early 2000s, dog. Go look at the rosters of everybody, bro. It was one great player and a bunch of dudes, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that's just how that's how 2000s basketball was. So people want to he didn't have a great offensive team, but he had the best defensive team in the league. Right. That team led the league. They had the Defensive Player of the Year. They had Eric Snow, was arguably one of the best defensive point guards or defensive guards in the league. They had length, they had size, they had everything, and all he had to do was get buckets. And that's what he did.
They weren't offensive, so he had carte blanche.
He had carte blanche to get buckets. He carried them offensively, but he didn't carry them. Those are two different things. He did not have a bad team. Again, it is just this. It's a lot of kids who don't know shit about basketball who, because these guys didn't live on and live on to great heights. Like, how many people know who Eric Snow is, right? They're going to be like, Eric Snow? They didn't watch Eric Snow in real time. I watched Eric Snow in real time. Eric Snow was dope as hell. He was a very good basketball player. Dikembe Mutombo was a very good basketball player. So I vehemently push back against that. Like I vehemently push back against that, dog. Like
Yeah.
vehemently. And then again, it's the early 2000s. Who was he going against? He was going against fucking Michael Redd. No, not Michael Redd, because that was a little more like mid
I mean, Ray
2000s.
Allen on Milwaukee. I mean, shit like that. You know, teams like that.
Shad, I respect the answer. I do. This is not about. He won the league MVP. Shad. He was my favorite. He was my first favorite team as a basketball fan was the Sixers, specifically because of Allen Iverson. But Allen Iverson is also overrated. Those two things could be true. An all-time great player can be overrated. An all-time great player can be overrated, dog. The mystique and the allure and the reputation of Iverson, because he's bigger than basketball, and he will always be bigger than basketball, has people talking about him like he's not also the reason why he didn't win more. Like, we all just point to 2001. He got drafted in 96, dog. Like, he didn't just play one season.
For a couple of years, actually.
He didn't just play one season of basketball, dog. Like, we treat this man like he played one season of basketball. That one season is when he won league MVP and went against the Sixers and stepped over Tyronn Lue. He had an entire career, guys. Nobody ever talks about any of the rest of them. They talk about two things. They talk about him crossing Jordan in 96 or 98, whatever it was, and they talk about 2001. What about the rest? You're
practice?
talking
about practice? True.
You're talking about one of the biggest. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me get that 2001 Sixers roster, dog. Because y'all got to put some respect on that roster, man. Y'all got to put some respect on them dudes, man. Come on, dog. All right, let's look at these. Let's look at who we got, man. Raja Bell, bro. Allen Iverson, Tony Kukoc, fucking Vernon Maxwell, Aaron McKee. Y'all don't know about Aaron McKee. Y'all ain't like that, bro. Y'all ain't like that, bro. Y'all ain't like that. Theo Ratliff was a good player. Eric Snow was a good player. Dikembe Mutombo, defensive player of the year, bro. Like, this is what 2000s basketball was. It was a great player, a bunch of dudes, and hey, you gonna go at it in the playoffs, bro. You're gonna go at it in the playoffs, dog. That's how it was, bro. So his team was not significantly worse than anybody else's, man. But that's neither here nor there, man. Any last words before we get up out of here, bro?
Hey, listen, man. You already know. Since we're on the final subject, man. Listen, it was a nice run. Unfortunately, Herbie, as much as I hate the Knicks, man, I'm just gonna say congrats ahead of time, right? Because we're not probably gonna do a show after they win. Herbie, I just hate seeing the New York teams win anything. But listen, bro.
I'll say this. This is the one I'm cool with because this is truly like those are real fans, bro. Like Knicks fans are real fans.
This is true.
You cannot call Knicks fans bandwagon. You could call Taylor Swift a shameless bandwagon, but the rest of them dudes that was in that motherfucker are real fans, bro. Tracy Morgan was crying in the Maybach, dog, crying after that game. Like, those are real fans, bro. Like, they're really, like, real fans, passionate fans about the Knicks, bro. Like, I'm not in New York. I thought, like, I didn't know, but everybody, like, no, they're real fans out here. They love the Knicks. The Knicks is the one thing that unifies the entire city. That unifies all 5 boroughs of New York, bro. So, if it's one team from New York that has to do it, I hate that the Giants got 2. No disrespect to True Blazer, man. But, God, niggas is in Jersey. They don't even play in New York, dog. This is a real New York team, man. But with that, we will see y'all next week, man. Deuces.
Deuces.